Do you ever have that thing going through your head over and over and over again, keeps you awake at night, torments your every thought, stops you focusing on moving forward and developing yourself? Maybe it's that thing that was done to you as a child and it goes over in your head. Maybe it's a thing your ex done to you and it goes over in your head again and again and again. You can't get it out. You go to focus on something, you've just got this sitting in your head all the time. It interrupts every thought, your every moment. I've got this in my head and it just will not get out no matter what. My friend did this to me. Someone said this thing on the internet. It's just stuck in there. I go to eat my dinner and it's there. I go and pay to go away for the evening, but it ruins my night because it's in there, that thing over and over and over. So I've been a martial artist my entire life. So coming up to nearly 50 years, I've been training martial arts. And I deep dive a lot into child development, how the brain works. And also being a martial artist, I deep dive into meditation and spiritualism, things like that, and Buddhism. And when I was studying these things, a lot of the time they just said, you may have heard it before, just let go of it, let it pass through. Let it go from the bottom to the top and just come out and disperse into the universe. But you know what? I always struggled to that because I didn't exactly understand what they meant. I mean, sometimes you go through some courses or books and they'll turn around and they'll say, step away from it. Some will say, like I said before, let it pass through. Stop holding it. You're holding it down. You're the one in control of it. You're manipulating that bad thought. You're the one that's keeping it there and causing more and more problems for yourself by holding on to it. But I never understood what they meant. How do you understand that? How am I holding it? I just don't get it until the day that I got it. And I realized how simple it was, how simple it is. And the big thing is this. If I'm thinking about it, I'm holding on to it. If I'm thinking about it, I'm holding on to it. Let's just say somebody said something bad about me on the internet and it's in my mind and it's playing on my thought every day. Oh, that's so-and-so. They said this, they said that. What if I just didn't think about that? What if I did? Have you ever seen the thing where they say, they do the chime? Some people, they turn the rosary beads or they count or they do meditation where they, hum or make these noises or anything like that. What they're doing, they're trying to say something that takes their mind away from the thing they're focusing on. But what if you just didn't think about it? What if it came in and you realized it's not that important to think about? It's my mind deliberately putting this in front of me as a reaction as to fear. It's trying to fix it for me. My mind is literally trying to fix it for me, but it can't. It's kind of saying there's a problem here. There's an emotional problem. So let me just remind you of it. I don't want to be reminded. I want to focus on new heights. I want to go to new journeys. I don't want to keep dwelling on that thing in my past. How do I get over that? And the number one thing, like they said, step back, step away from it, let it pass through, stop holding it down. What do we need to do? Simply stop thinking about it. Oh, you can't tell me that. It's just too easy. Or it's just too hard. I can't stop thinking about it. Well, if you can't stop thinking about it, it's you that's focusing on it. For example, you have this thing in your head. There it is, that thing that's hanging on and is like a tick embedded in your brain and you can't get rid of it. And you're constantly focusing like that itch. You need to scratch it. I've got to focus on that itch. So you've got this thing in your head right now, but then all of a sudden you're sitting here. Imagine you're sitting here, wherever you are, listen to my words. You're sitting there, okay, and you've got this thing in your head and your phone rings. Your phone rings. And you pick up the phone. Hello? Yeah, it's Camelot from the lottery. You've won £18 million. Let me tell you something. You will not be thinking about that thing when you start transferring that money into your bank account. All the issues and problems you had will go. Yeah, but I'm never going to win 18 million. Of course you're not. But the fact that you could change your thought process if it happened means you can change it today, right now. You don't have to dwell on this thing and keep it You're the one holding it down. It's what I understood. That you're holding it down. You're holding it down because you're thinking about it. Because you find something else to think about. Find something else to focus on. So there's some little exercises we can do to practice and build our discipline of our mind to focus on things, and we can go over them right now. So I absolutely got this exercise, if you like, this technique from Michael Singer's book, Living from a Place of Surrender. And simply, it's the first thing to do is to train the mind to not think of it. So what we do, we get frustrated in things and we hold on to things. So driving a car, hopefully you drive, and someone cuts you up, or the light goes red, or your journey's taking longer than it should do. The first thing you can do is turn around and say, right, well, it's only me that's causing anger. So I need to suppress that and just think of something else. Well, it doesn't matter. There's no way I can rush ahead anyway, regardless of how long it takes or how angry I get. I'm still going to get to my destination at the same time, whether I shout and scream and bid my horn and scream out the window. I'm still going to reach my destination at the same time, regardless how angry I get. So, try and, like you drive past the white lines in the road, you see them and then they're gone. You've let go of them. You're not thinking about them anymore. That's the letting go. I'm not thinking about it. But what if that person cut me up? Instead of dwelling up the anger within inside me, I can turn around and say, well, I'm just not going to think about this. I'm just going to carry on with my journey. Maybe it's just telling me I need a little bit of extra time to dwell on this. Maybe the universe is telling me I did this on purpose so that you could practice this exercise. So maybe you're about to go, you're 5 minutes late, and every red light happens to you. You can turn around and say, well, maybe this is an exercise that the universe is telling me just to slow down a bit so I can practice this exercise, which is going to help me of letting go of things in the future. And remember, letting go is exactly letting go. It's not holding on to it. How are you holding on to it? This is the one that I discovered. Stop thinking about it. That's all it means. There's no great mystery. It's let it go, let it pass through, let it go out the third eye. Just stop thinking about it. Think of something else, something positive. Like I say, if you're angry in your car at someone because someone cut you up, and then someone pulled in front of you, they cut you up, you're bibbing your horn, phone rings, hello, it's the lottery winner. You're not going to be thinking about that anymore. What are you going to be thinking about? How am I going to spend my money? That's what you're going to be thinking about. So if you know that it can change, then we can change it. It's possible. We know it can change. So don't hold on. So there's that thing in your head and it keeps coming up every single day. It's nagging at you. Like I said, stop thinking about it. What else can what can I do right now that I can focus on that can take my mind away from that? And when it comes up, can I recognize that it's coming up? It's a natural biological function of my defense mechanism built within me to warn me that my emotions are under pressure. Hey, this thing, okay, thank you very much, but I'm not interested right now. I'm going to focus on something else. I don't need to listen to you. If we could do that with those emotions that keep us awake at night, or those thoughts that keep us awake at night, those thoughts that interrupt our great days, the thoughts that interrupt the time with our most valuable people on the planet, the people we want to share love with, we're going to share love with someone and suddenly, boop, 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 in your ear, and you ruin that day, that moment that you've waited for, simply because you're focused, you're holding it down. You didn't let it go. What was let it go? Stop thinking about it. Okay, hopefully this was helpful. If you did enjoy this, I'm going to try and do as many of these as I can. Give me a like and subscribe below. And hopefully this is really helping a lot of people to find that calmness within themselves. It's Steve here. Don't forget, if you got value from this, please give me a subscribe and a like, and I'll see you real soon.